Hey y'all, and we're back. By the title of this, you can tell what it is. Starting over at 34. I'm just gonna jump into it. Okay, so I turned 34 last month on December 3rd, and do a quick little catch up. This is your first time seeing my videos. My name is Ashley, also go by Ash Low, and long story short, I got let go from my job back in 2023. Since then, I have been working contracts. But in this last year, 2025 was just a hot ass mess, if I'm just completely honest. I dealt with a company just abruptly ending my contract. I dealt with recruiters and hiring managers asking me to complete. Quick side note, I am in marketing. That is my career job or field that I'm in, doing marketing. And I am also a little bit sick, so excuse me if I have to. Oh, that's nasty. But yeah, I am in marketing events. That's me. So yeah, in 2025, and being in marketing and events, when I'm interviewing for roles, typically, especially as a my typical roles are marketing manager, marketing director, right? So typically, not all the time, but majority of the time, I have to, in the roles that I interview for, I have to submit work samples or during the interview process when I make it towards, the end, they ask for, either create a mock deck or a work sample or a case study. And I was doing that in 2025. Now, the first time I got ghost with the hiring recruiter or the hiring manager, uh, during the interview, and the main person I would have had to work with, they just was rude to me. So I could tell that wasn't a good fit. But at the end of the day, when candidates putting in time, you just should not be ghosting them. Like, that's very unprofessional and it's rude. But the second and third time me getting ghost, like more recently before the holidays and now, I just felt it was very rude because they led me on and they were like, oh, we're going to reach out. We want you, come in person, have your final interview. Now, already I'm at like interview 3 or 4. I don't know. But the last interview was supposed to be in person and never got any follow up. And then I reached out twice to, two different people or once to two different people. And I'm like, the least I could have done is said, hey, we're moving in a different direction, or we had to cancel this role. But to not respond at all, to go from communication being top tier to no communication at all, that's just very, very weird and rude and unprofessional. And I just hate that. I hate that they treat unemployed people or candidates that's, interviewing like second class citizens. Like, they really don't care. But I just invested time. The time that I spent, the hours that I spent into doing this work sample or presentation, basically free work, because it's information that your company can use. And in the past, I have experienced companies using my ideas that I've done from, work examples and mock examples. One thing I saw was like an email word for word that I saw. And I'm like, yo, like, do they not know that I'm an actual customer? Like, I receive y'all emails and I know this is the email that I wrote during my work sample, but okay, whatever. But anywho, said all that to say, oh, excuse me. Okay, so I said all that to say that at this point, I don't have the time or the energy to continue to interview because I need to make money by yesterday, by last week, right? I'm gonna be very transparent with y'all. I ran out of money. I literally ran out of money. I thank God. I will say this. I thank God I thank God. I thank God. And through this, I'm through this process, these past 2 to 3 years, I've been, doing my best to be in tune with what God is telling me. Which I'm not gonna lie, and I probably said this before on a video. I strongly believe God wants me to go the entrepreneurship business owner route. I don't want to do that just yet, but if that's what God wants for me and that's God will, I know I'm being disobedient. So that could be the very reason why the plans that I keep trying to see flourish is not happening. So with that being said, I am starting over at 34, and my action plan, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When it comes to posting videos, I keep saying I want to do a daily. We just gonna see. I keep, even with YouTube, I keep starting over, and we just gonna see, right? I'm just gonna take this day by day, cause I also at this big age, I don't want to stress. I don't want to put too much on me. I don't want to. I want things to be easy going with everything I touch and I do. And that's with YouTube, that's with the time and energy I take into working and things of that nature. So let's talk about the action plan. Let's talk about what am I going to do, because I need about a good 5K. I'm gonna be very transparent because I also want my future self to be able to look back at these videos and understand like where I was January 2026, broke as fuck. And the things that I did and the work that I did to get to the level I want to be at in the future, right? And my future me, even my current version of me, right? Like, I know it's there. If I'm honest with myself, I know God created me to be at a certain level. Like, I'm not meant to be in poverty. I'm not meant to be poor. I'm not meant to just survive. And I spent all of 2025 just surviving, just making ends meet. I said I refuse to do that for 2026. I refuse to do that for 2026. And I ended 2025 thinking that 2026 I will be, I will have my 9 to 5. I could work on my other businesses on the side. Like, I ended the year having a certain mentality and starting the year, really calm. And then now it's the 8th. And I'm like, oh, those companies that I was interviewing for and felt good about have ghosted me. Like, it's not communicating at all. So, okay, what am I to do? Let me take control back and let me align myself, or try my best to align myself with God's will, right? So, this is my action plan. First, I want to put in effort, like truly put in the effort of the two businesses that I have, right? And if you don't know, now you know. One business I have is in regards to my skill set, right? My field, marketing events. And over the past year or so, me, taking on clients, I realized that I had to shift my business model, and do more so of consulting and not necessarily consulting or management for clients, and not necessarily it be full on me being in the thick of doing the day to day action workload. That I tried to do that for 2025, it just did not work. But anywho, one, putting in more effort with my business marketing, really finding clients that that's in line with the work I actually want to do. The work I actually want to do and I like and I enjoy doing is on the management side. So, management production, coming up with the brand strategy, event production, uh, management, like brand management, marketing management, like on the marketing side, project management. Like, I love doing that. I love being that liaison between the team, between the brand, between the stakeholders, cross functioning teams. Like I love being that intersection to help, figure out how we're going to execute this, and then basically being the coach. I love being the coach and then working with the players to run the play. All right. And then being on the sideline watching and making sure and calling them back in like, hey, let's rehuddle. Let's refocus. Let's, go this way. That's not working. That play not working. Let's try this pivot. That's what I love doing. So one, putting in the effort, like just really hitting the ground running, doing it for my own company, finding and sourcing the right clients that fit that. And then also the second company that I started, been sitting on for like a couple of years, haven't done much with, is my stationery. I still don't know what proper words to say, but faith-based stationery company with like the notebooks. I'm not gonna even hide it no more. Like this is one of the notebooks. This is a Bible study notebook that I created. This is actually the first one, right? And the only thing I don't like, but you have to start from somewhere, is I do have to use print on demand because me, I'm a girly that love to travel, and I don't want to be stuck at home or at a location or a warehouse. I don't want to use the word stuck, but I personally don't want to be fulfilling orders. I'd rather have somebody else do that. And right now, financially, the best thing I have to do until I make it to, a financial level where I can have my own warehouse and hire someone to do the warehouse fulfillments, is do print on demand. The unfortunate thing about print on demand is that it's costly. So it costs more to create the product. So my profit margins are actually smaller than what I would like, but you have to start somewhere. You literally have to start somewhere. So I do want to put more effort into that, because to say I started Epic Entries like probably 3 years ago, 2022 or 2023. Yeah, 2023. I literally still have the same amount of products. Like I haven't completed, I have a lot of products still in production, but I need to actually complete them to where I can post the digital products and get the physical products out there as well. Okay, so doing that, Epic Entries, relay marketing, right? Getting clients. I did, one thing I did do last year, right, that didn't necessarily work too much in my favor, but it was me testing the waters, me knowing that what I want to do, I cannot do by myself. It takes a team. So I did go on Fiverr and I hired two people, right? I hired someone to do the SEO for my website. Oh, excuse me. Hired someone to do the SEO on my website. I'm not going to. I know SEO can be very tricky. So I haven't yet seen the benefits of that. It is what it is. But then I also hired an assistant. And this is where I got irritated. I did hire an assistant that on Fiverr they list out, they knew how to do social media, they knew how to do this, they knew how to do that. Yeah, that was a hot ass mess. I wasted my money. I really wasted my money. Because first I asked them, I said, hey, I need you to do a couple of social media posts for one of my businesses, right? That's been dormant. And I gave them like, at high level, the stuff they sent back, like they sent back a post with the hyperlink on the actual post. Why would you send the hyperlink on the post when it's not clickable? Yeah. So then me being Miss Nice, because I'm like, I'm leaving here with something. I was like, I told them to basically, what did I have them do? I just kind of gave them, I don't want to say busy work, but I was like, oh, find me some leads, like create a lead list for me that I can use to pitch for clients for XYZ. They sent me a spreadsheet back with the emails and the phone numbers in the same column. Like this long story short, my money went to waste. Cause I'm like, I hired you to help me, and right now you're wasting my time and my money. Like that really irritated me because I'm like, I don't have extra finances to be wasting. And so that just made me like, okay, I'm just gonna have to take my time, really, really take my time and just piece by piece do these things myself until I'm able to have the finances to hire someone of quality or someone that's really vetted, because I guess they wasn't, you can look at the stars on Fiverr, but sometimes it's not it. So, anywho, talked about Fiverr. Will I use Fiverr again? I would, but I guess I would use the pro. They have a pro account where the oh, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. They have a pro account where they vet the people on there. And also I may use Fiverr for myself as well to pitch myself on there as well. So yeah, that's where we at. That's where we at with everything. That's my action plan. Um, Basically just working on my businesses, starting over with my businesses. I will say, oh, also one last thing. Well, no, let me finish about my businesses. So with my businesses, I will say with the marketing, with relay marketing, I do have a client that I am working on a project for, right? So that project wraps up the end of February, and I do have another client that I do owe some deliverables for. But that client with the deliverables I owe for, I don't get paid unless that's more of a I gotta get them work and then like kind of like a management fee in a sense. But I do want to get their deliverables off my plate. Also, another thing that I will be doing that is like a non-negotiable for myself is that I have to set aside time for me to get my project management certification, because that is something that hurted me in 2025. Like, yes, there are roles you can get without the project management certification, because I did have a contract role with a university where I was a project manager, their communications and marketing project manager. But there are still companies that, especially that pay higher when you actually do have that certification. So I am going to start working on that. That's like my non-negotiable, setting aside time for basically just different certifications that I know not only is going to, help me and with my businesses, but help me if I, take on a client per se, or once I do decide to enter back into the workforce. Because I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I still need insurance. That's another reason why I want to go back into the workforce. I still need, insurance and stuff like that. So I miss my good doctor. I miss her. And baby girl accepts insurance. Like, just paying out of pocket is costly. So with that being said, I know I have a lot on my plate. I know I was having a conversation with my best friend recently, or one of my best friends recently, saying that honestly, I'm really tired. Like, I am really tired of getting it out the mud. I'm tired of having to be on my hustle. But at this point, what, what are my options? Become homeless or hustle, make this money, and, start thriving, right? And it's kind of like I gotta get on the hustle. I really gotta get on the hustle, keep God in it, learn new things, or at least find the right clients, find the right rhythm, and go from there. But what I'm not doing in this season is chasing after a role for an employee. you're going to respect my time and respect me. At the end of the day, like, my biggest thing, once I feel disrespected in the job market now, to me, has just become too disrespectful. But with that being said, I know I said a lot, guys. I'm going to get on this action plan, which also I didn't mention. Y'all let me know if y'all would be interested in buying a digital planner, right? Because I'm a physical person, but I did say I wanted to create a digital planner for myself. But I'm like, is this something that I should also sell? So right now, I am to kind of just refocus my creativity. I am creating a digital planner, but y'all let me know if y'all would be interested in a digital planner. And then also let me know if you made it this far, let me know what you would be interested in hearing from me as a person that's starting over in 34. And it's not just I'm starting over at 34 professionally, but I'm also starting over in 34 uh personally, like with my dating life, right? So that can be another video. We want to talk about it. But if y'all just want to keep it professional, we can do that too. Alrighty. Peace, love, and blessings. I'll talk to y'all later.